On this exercise, we're going to work on trying to sit back into one side of our body on that back side. So I'm going to find myself an incline. You can use an incline wedge, and if you don't have something like that at home, you can also use something like a book or a piece of wood, anything that basically you're going to put the front of your foot on so that your heel is back on the ground and your forefoot is off the ground. So I'm going to target my right leg on this. So what I'm going to do is put my heel on the ground, my mid to forefoot on the wood, so that I feel my weight is going through this right back heel. I'm going to take my other foot and I'm going to put it slightly about halfway forward, and I'm actually to the edge of this so that I can get my feet a little bit closer together. And then in this position, I'm going to go ahead and do what I call some mini squats. And what I'm really trying to do is making sure that I'm sitting back through this right side. And so I'm going to go ahead and hold on to something in front of me or reach forward as I do this. I'm going to put my chest back towards the floor a little bit so that my knee goes back. Now I can feel my glutes kick in a little bit more. If I just come straight up and down, I'm getting really quad dominant here, and I'm feeling that pressure on my knees. And we want you to sit back here in the back of the hip. So what I'm going to do is lean forward a little bit. I can hold on for balance if I want to, or I can even reach forward, and that's going to help me sit back into my hips. And then I'm just going to come down and up in this position. When I come down, I can feel that pressure and my glute kicking in to hold me up. And then what I'm going to do is drive my heel down through the floor to try to push myself up, so that I feel my glute working to help push me away from the floor. I also feel my quad working, which is fine, but we really want to focus on driving that heel on that back foot down through the floor and up. So again, I'm going to do this again from a different angle so you can see. On the forward angle, I've got my right foot elevated, my left foot in front of me so that I can go ahead and try to sit back into that right hip more. I'm going to bend my knees just a little bit to start off. I'm going to lean forward. My chest is coming towards the floor. My head is to the floor. I'm going to reach forward as well to help me sit back into that hip on the back side. And then I'm just going to come down, and I'm going to really feel that in my glute. And as I come up, I'm going to drive through this right heel to push myself up. And then I'm going to sit back down into that same position, chest to the floor. I'm going to go ahead and drive through the heel, and that can push me up, allow me to come all the way up, and then I'm going to sit back down into that heel. Now, if you're feeling this a lot on the side of your hip, you should feel a little bit, not too much. You really want to feel this back side kicking in. It's more than likely what you're doing is when you're sitting back and down, you're popping that hip out to the side. We want to try to avoid that and come backwards more with the hip as we go into the squat. And as you do this, you're going to feel more of the back side of the glute versus the side of the glute fire.